Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now that the main frame rails are structurally sound, we can start cutting out the rest of the metal. Since I had the frame rails open while the frame was flipped over, I was able to see there aren't any holes in this part of the chassis. I don't think that I'm going to spend any time cutting off this top cruciform. There's not really anything underneath it to repair. What I am going to do is maybe cut off just the end of it and then weld that piece back on. And the reason that I'm going to do that is so that I can cut off this, and then it'll be a whole lot easier to remove if I can just get a Sawzall in there rather than having to like get a die grinder or something to, I don't even know how I would get that. There's not terrific access. So I need to get a little bit better access. Part of this has to come off, but rather than cut the whole thing and re-weld it back in exactly the same spot, I'm just going to cut a piece off and just weld that. Then I'm going to cut around here to finish that. There's a piece on the inside of here that I'm going to have to get somehow, and I think that should be it. What I might do is actually just cut this, and then I'll have a little bit better access to just go in with a grinder and take off the remaining bits. So I think that's my plan. Once that's off, I do need these pieces that the trailing arms bolt onto, the brackets. One of them just came out because it's supposed to, and the other part somebody has welded onto the chassis. So that's lovely. So it's going to be easier to get off when it's on a bench. So that's probably the way I'll go. But yeah, that's the plan. And then we can move on to this crack up there, and we can get a better look at anything else that needs some repair in the meantime. But that should take care of these rear structural members. So let's get at it. Okay, so we've got, we'll call them the ears, I guess, are welded on the top here. The chassis repair sections are welded in on both sides. So next on the list, and this is top and bottom, all of that, one thing that's important is when you're welding these sections on, put a few bolts through. You probably saw me do that, and the reason that you want a few bolts through is because otherwise that inner panel can shift around and you're not going to get the suspension bolted together later. So do that before you weld anything on. It helps it to fit in place properly. It'll just save you a lot of time. The next thing that we're going to tackle is going to be up here. Somebody has already reinforced the frame decently underneath. It's an ugly weld, but it's strong. But it looks to me like they did it with the body in place, so they really weren't able to get good access to the top of the panel. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of clean this up. I'm going to drill a couple holes so that the crack doesn't continue to spread. I'm going to pound it flat so that it's even, and then I'm just going to weld that across just to make sure that it's not going anywhere. There's a similar repair back here. Kind of ugly, looks like it's strong. Again, this particular frame has been hit from behind, and so it's worth it to do repairs to make sure that it's structurally sound, but it's not like this is going to be a Concord car. So we're going to repair that, do a little bit better. And then the other thing that I always suggest you do, and I've left it around here somewhere, my hammer, there it is.